All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Danny. We are Team 696, and we're doing the Don't Live Like series. Back to that again. And hope I can find my notes. Yeah, that's done. Now it's going to be lost for a minute. We're back to the Don't Live Like series, and I'm so glad that you guys are back with me on this. We've done so many people. We've done Ice Spice. We've done Jack Doherty. We did Onision. We've done a bunch of people in the Don't Live Like series. And basically, it's celebrities or people in the public eye that have had great success, but at what cost? And there are things to be learned from these people, whether you care about the people we talk about or their art or you don't. It doesn't matter. It's not really to do with that. But these people are pushing, most of these people, if not all of them, are pushing, no, they all are, sorry. They all are pushing a narrative that they have much more than they really do, or that their life is in a different position than it really is. And I just think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous to, because people look up to these people and obviously, they think they have the perfect life. And so we're just trying to highlight some ways you would not want to be like these people in any way, especially when it comes to financial things, as you'll see. So I believe we took a break last week, but the week before, the last week we did this was we did Ice Spice, and I thought that was interesting. I had a great time doing it, and so I decided this week we're gonna do Tekashi 6ix9ine. And Tekashi 6ix9ine is somebody who I have had interest in since he came out. I thought it was pretty genius how he marketed himself on, I believe it was Instagram first, is where he really kind of started to blow up. And I thought it was a great hook. I thought the rainbow colored hair. I keep wanting to call him Skittles the rapper, and obviously it's not his name, but I don't know why it just cracks me up. But he's got the rainbow colored hair. He's got all the tattoos, the face tattoos, everything else, and he just had a great. He was loud. He fit the body type. He's a young slender kid, designer clothes. He fit all of the mold for someone to break out like that. And I just thought he did a good job in certain areas of capitalizing on the little bit of fame that he got from Instagram, and then going further with it. Obviously, he was picked up by, I don't remember the company that he signed with, but he put out a now infamous, I think it was a tweet or something. I'm not sure how he put it out, but it was just signed my life away to the Illuminati for 7.5 mil. Talk about hiding in plain sight, huh? But anyways, that's a whole different conversation there. But it's interesting that these guys even have the kind of the wherewithal to joke like that. Obviously, they know something's up. How deep they're in, what they know, who knows? But they know something's up. So he gets involved. Now, I don't know. I believe it was while he was still Instagram famous. He got involved with some people called the 9 Trey Bloods. Okay? And we're gonna learn some things about this guy tonight. First of all, I know you guys probably know a little bit about the guy, or at least have know him for his hair or whatever. Here's some things you might not know that are going on right now with him. He's reporting that he can't sleep, that he is so disturbed by something, who knows what, but he is so mentally disturbed that he can't sleep. That's what he's telling people right now. He's like, I would kill just to get a good night's sleep. He's working on getting his tattoos removed, last time I heard. It wasn't that long ago somebody reported that he wants to get all of his tattoos removed. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's just some of them. I don't know, but I did see that report. His cars are getting repossessed. There's video of that online. You know, that's just, anybody can find it. It's just public video out there of the people repossessing his cars. So you got that. He's been back to jail. He might even be there now. I'm not sure. I don't know the timelines on this, but I know that he had to go back at some point, whether it was before now or it was a little while ago. But I know he had to go back at some point. And he has tested positive for methamphetamine, I'm told 2 times so far. So now, while we know that almost all celebrities out there, especially the young ones, especially in the rap culture, they're all doing drugs. Okay? At the very minimum, they're smoking weed, but they're all doing drugs. Pills or something. It's just the culture. So I really couldn't give a shit less about that, other than it tells you that something deeper is going on. Alright, if he tested positive for it twice, and he knows that he's getting drug tested, and he still tested positive for it, he can't stay away from it. So he's an addict. That's what that means. It means that he can't stay away from it. He's an addict, so he's dealing with a meth addiction as well. I mean, that's plain as day from that. So there's just a handful of things that you guys probably didn't know. Even people that know about him, that think you know a lot about him, what's going on, his latest concert and this and that, you may not have known those things. Or at least not all of them. I thought that was interesting when I found some of that stuff out. So basically, he gets big on Instagram. He's involved with the 9 Trey Bloods, which are a gang out of New York. Somehow. I don't know if he's an associate. I don't know if he actually was in with them, like had started to get brought into the gang. I don't know. I don't know what his level of association was. But he was involved with a gang called the 9 Trey Bloods out of New York. And got into a bunch of trouble with those guys. Basically, it came out after he was arrested. It came out that, that they had been doing all this gang activity. And hang on, let me go back 1 second. So we're basically just about the 9 Trey Bloods. I was basically there. I missed something, or I thought I missed something, but I think we're good. But yeah, so he's involved with this gang somehow, not sure how. They pull a bunch of robberies. They're involved in a bunch of different shenanigans, basically around the city. They end up, I think there's a shooting. I'm not sure if anybody died. I don't think so. I think it was just somebody got shot. There was a lot of things. And they had these idiots on every camera on every street corner in New York City in the area they were, had every move they made. So they had these people, they had these guys on camera doing everything, holding people up, pulling guns, everything. I mean, it was so obviously, they're right there. You could see it. So he's involved with them. One of the things that I saw from him, one of the first things, was the Breakfast Club radio show did an interview with him, and it was like 2018 or 2019. I think 2019 they did the interview with him. I'm pretty sure. And basically he was talking about all the things that were going on in his life, but he was sugarcoating a lot of it. So this is before he got arrested, before the big trial, all that stuff. He's on this Breakfast Club interview, and that was where I first really got turned on to like him as a person, not just the pictures, but to hear him talk and kind of hear what he was about a little bit. So he's on there with them. He's talking about all these crazy stories about things he's involved with, but he's not telling the real story. He's kind of just glazing over it, making it sound cool, but not like, hey, I really did something wrong here. Well, the whole time he was really talking about stuff that was going on, and it went a lot deeper than that. And so pretty much he does the radio interview. They talk about a bunch of other things, but basically that's it. The main gist of what he was saying was, hey, I'm going through all this crazy stuff right now. So then after he gets off the radio, I don't remember, it was a week or two later, maybe it was sooner than that. Next thing I knew, they had him arrested and he was being charged with all different gang charges and everything else. So that was kind of crazy. I definitely remember hearing that all of the headlines that he was facing 40 years if convicted on the charges. So ends up, obviously, everybody knows that he's known as a snitch now because he decided to, lay everything open for them. He struck a deal. They could have charged him, or they could have had him, they could have given him up to 40 years, and then he decided to cut a deal. I think he ended up doing like 2.5, maybe, something like that. It wasn't, it was like 40 years is this big, and he ended up doing that much. You know what I mean? It was a very small amount. So I think it was less than 2 years, if I remember correctly. So this guy, because of what he's done, because of his charges, and because of the fact now he's in witness protection, he's got to move different. So he now has to, it costs him a lot of money to move around. Even starting back the first time that he got out of jail. Before he put Tattletales out, the album, right when he got out of jail, right before he did that, so he puts out Tattletales, he's in WITSEC, and for somebody in witness protection, he certainly pulled a lot of stunts. Like, growing up, I always thought witness protection was this crazy, like you were basically cut off from the world and you're going to be at the top of a mountain somewhere in Idaho and nobody's going to know where you are. And, but we've seen many things, like this guy's on WITSEC and he's out doing concerts and out flying around everywhere. And I mean, I'm sure there are different levels to it, but you get what I'm saying? it's just interesting. It's funny to me, honestly. But now he's got to move different. It costs him a lot of money to get around. He's got to have people prearrange all of his transportation door to door. So it's not like he can just hop in an Uber, like go from the airport, hop in an Uber and go home, or hop in an Uber and go to the store and go back. Like he's got to be, they've got to have it all pre-planned out. And then when he does go out, he's got to have security. I mean, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. He put himself in a real, a weird situation. But then again, he's out doing all this stuff. So it's just odd. He's doing shows all over the globe. He was doing shows in Russia. He has put out a few albums a couple albums since getting out of jail. As of right now, I think it's more than a couple. I believe he put out a couple just recently, and then there was another like 4 or 5 in the last little while. But the thing is, we haven't heard about these. Nobody's heard about the new music he has coming out. I didn't even know he released the last album he did, which I think was a Spanish album, so maybe that was part of it, but I mean, I never heard anything about it. And usually, not that I'm a student of 6ix9ine and I'm online, from morning to night, just looking up 6ix9ine news. Quite the opposite. But, reality is, I'm on enough things throughout the day, doing research or whatever, things for work, doesn't matter, that I would see a headline about him. That's my point, is you don't have to be this guy's #1 fan to kind of have an idea what he's doing, but, I haven't seen anything about him. So it's like, basically my point to that whole statement was that it seems like he has not been getting he's not been getting like a lot of push with his projects. It seems like the companies, whoever he's signed with or whatever, it seems like they've kind of backed off from pushing his stuff, because I mean, like I said, we're not even hearing about it. So, part of the reason that I bring this guy up, part of the reason I'm putting him in the Don't Live Like series, is here's a guy who has been given what you and I will probably never have in our lifetime. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay, we're not talking a small amount of money. We're talking just his signed contracts that I can think of total over 20 million. And I'm sure there's been a lot of other deals, whether it be sneaker deals or clothing deals or whatever. I'm sure this guy has made a serious amount of money. And yet a lot of people have come forward and said he's broke. His cars are getting repossessed. Like I said earlier, there's video of a multicolored, if you could call it that, Bentley, and I think the other one is McLaren, maybe. I'm not sure. You can't see a lot of it in the video, so it's hard to tell, but they're both all like crazy colored and spotted and splashed or whatever. And so his cars are getting repossessed now. Could that mean that he's just not taking care of his stuff because he's being lazy? Yeah, but I think that's a sign he's broke. I really do. I don't think that's just being careless. I think, he's got people to pay his bills, He's got an accountant or somebody that's paying his bills. He doesn't have to pay his bills. So if they're getting repoed, that means that person, whoever pays his bills, doesn't have the money. They're not getting paid. Think about that for a second. It's not just the 6ix9ine doesn't have money. It's that his money guy doesn't have money. Wow. Because you know he didn't want to have that conversation. You never want to go back and tell your client, hey, we're out. So wherever his money is gone, it's gone. That's just absolutely amazing. I can't even fathom that all that money is just gone. You know, but he's got $1 million chains, and he's got he's got all these. He's got supposedly a huge collection of Richard Mille watches, which are anywhere from like 250,000 up to $1 million plus, depending on the watch. Wow, the mighty have fallen. And I'm not saying he's completely, totally broke, but if you can't make your lease payments on your car, that's brokety broke. If you can't scrape together, whatever, $1,000 or whatever it costs to lease, or whatever, a couple grand, $5, whatever it costs, whatever it is. If you can't scrape that together, then you've been living above your means for a long time. That's all that means. So, it's another person here. It's another celebrity where the situation is not what it seems. Just because you see these people, on camera, bouncing on a hotel bedroom in some big fancy place. Yeah, the record company might pay for that, but you would think they would pay for a car lease payment too then, right? I don't know. I think he's an idiot, but I wish him the best, honestly. I mean, he's just an absolute moron. There's no other way to say that. But listen, I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes this evening. I'm really happy to have you guys here, and thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. It's very important. We're still growing. We're a brand new channel. We just started. So if you like the video, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's only a couple hundred subscribers, but we just got a bunch of new subscribers in the last few weeks. So it's been great. So subscribe and be part of it, and share this with your friends. Email it to people. If you found it interesting or informative in any way, go ahead and share it with people. And check us out on TikTok at Team696696. Same address on Twitter or X at Team696696. A lot of our stuff that we've put out is available on X. If you go through the profile and look through what we've done the last, 40 posts. A lot of our stuff that we do on YouTube is available on X as well. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great week. I'm Danny. We are Team 696. That's my time.